Pay attention, this video is not on about tribe or anything, but some Fulani elites or elders want to wage war against the new Minister of Defense, Christopher Musa. And they have seen it, so many of them are calling Christopher Musa not to try it, to fight the bandits and so on and so forth, that he is no longer in the field, that he's not in position to fight the bandits. We are going to talk about that in this video. And there is also a new intel that there is a massive plan to turn these bandits into vigilante group in form of legalizing these bandits. These are the things we are going to discuss in this video. Pay attention and let us go into it.
Tell ourselves the truth. What is going on in the Northwest is the Hausa Fulani fight. You know, we don't mention it. That is the bottom line.
All right, this is the evening of Thursday, the 18th day of December 2025. There is a big problem. This video is not to make people to be scared. This video is not to make you like start thinking, no. I just want to pass this information to you. But before that, I don't know if you have been seeing a lot of news information online that Professor Yusuf said that the CDS Musa should not fight the bandits. You know that the new Minister of Defense, CDS Musa, was put there just to fight the bandits. And I made a video when CDS was appointed. I said the reason why they appointed CDS is not because of his capacity, but they just want to have a Christian there so that if you talk, they will say it's not only Fulani or Muslims are there now. A Christian is also the Minister of Defense. So if there is anything Christian genocide, he's supposed to be the one to fight it. That was the sole purpose why they put him there. Now, from the National Security Advisor, Minister of Defense Union, Committee on National Security, all of them are Fulanis. I'm not talking about tribe here. Pay attention. This is very serious. Now, before they remove the Minister of Defense, before they put CDS Musa. Now, Professor Yusuf was making a video. So, when people were saying, Professor Yusuf said that people should not fight the bandits, the military should not fight the bandits, I confirmed the intel I got yesterday that I want to share with you in this video. But before that, I just want to summarize what he said in this video, and I will also leave the video for you to watch and understand. He said that there is a pressure there are people are calling for the removal of Matawande, and they have seen that yes, Matawande will be removed. So they are asking questions. So who are they going to bring now? Are they going to bring person from Sokoto or Borno? Will Tinubu go and bring his son from Lagos to replace Matawande? These are the questions he was asking. He said that Sheikh Gumi himself have gone to the bush so many times that he have met the terrorists 9 times. That he don't believe that fighting them will be the solution, that they should not fight them. I mean, these people that people are now raising and down there everywhere in Enugu State. These people that have, instituted many cells in Ebonyi State, in Kwara, Kogi State is in hell. As I speak to you every day, they are bombarding Kogi State. And this is holistic everywhere in Nigeria. This man is saying that Nigeria should not fight them. But I want to tell you the reason why he made that statement. Don't worry, stay with me. So he continued to, say so many things that seems that he just endorsing what is going on in Nigeria, that all this fighting against bandits, terrorists, that is not a good fight, that they should negotiate with them, that is where the peace lies. Don't forget that in one of my videos, I told you people about the principles of war in Islam, and this is not something that is enshrined in the Quran that everybody must know it. I used to discuss this with my friends who are Muslims, and some of them understand it very well, but some of them did not understand it, or even I started talking about it. I talk about the issue of deception, takia. I talk about the principles of Ahudabiya, that is principles of peace deal, that this Professor Yusuf is using, calling for peace deal with the terrorists, which will enable them to expand and expand and expand. And after that, I talk about so many principles. Okay, I talk about the principles of infiltration. Yeah. Talk about the principles of infiltration, where they will induct Boko Haram into the Nigerian army. They put themselves in political sphere. The purpose of doing this is just for them to take the power. And I told you how Afghanistan fell because of the principles of infiltration. And when they went offensive against the US-backed Afghan soldiers were just surrendering weapons to them. They did not fight them because they have succeeded in carrying out these principles of infiltration. Pay attention. Now, what Professor Yusuf is saying, I would have just forget about it because it is not new. We understand all these things going on. But the information I got yesterday, is the reason why I really want people to understand this better. Now, the summary of, because it is very lengthy, both the strategies and everything, they sent it to me. Now, the issue here is this. All these bandits you are seeing in the bush, they are about to turn them into vigilante. They want to legalize them. Nigeria is about to indirectly legalize these bandits they call terrorists. Pay attention. Save this video. People will counter it. People will tell you that guy is talking rubbish. But you know everything I tell you here will always come to pass. Okay? Now, pay attention. They want to turn these bandits into vigilantes. Number one. Number two, they want to turn these terrorists into forest guards. That is a kind of vigilantes. Nigeria is already a conquered territory. Pay attention. Recently, Tinubu ordered National Security Advisor Nuhu Rebado to mobilize National Forest Guard in the bush to take out all these bandits. What transpired in Kwara and Kogi State speaks volume, where the National Security Advisor Nuhu Rebado, who don't have right to carry AK-47, was giving non-state actors AK-47 in the name of vigilante. He said those military members are vigilante. He gave them AK-47. That is terrorism, and he ought to be sentenced to death if Nigeria is a working country. Now that is apart. Tinubu has now ordered this man to be in charge of forest guards. I am telling you this. I got this information. See, they don't understand what will happen next, whether US will come or US will not come, whether they will collaborate with US to flush out these people, but these people want to play smart. They don't want to play smart now. They really want to put all these people into vigilante, so that even though US come, Nigeria want to collaborate with US, or US want to come and do, they will just say that, okay, these people are vigilante, they can help you to enter bush. They can help you to take out terrorists. Terrorists cannot take out terrorists. Now, the issue here is this. I'm giving an example with this issue of US. So if US come, it's not part of what they told me. They told me that these terrorists called bandits are about to be formed into vigilante. So this is the legalization of bandits. I have been warning you people before. Save this video because it will happen. I've never come here to tell you what is not true. So if they eventually put these people into vigilante, of which they have been their full soldiers right from time. These people have been their full soldiers. That is not the only problem. You see, the plan that Tinubu is now telling NSC to mobilize the National Forest Guards. Forest guards supposed to be the state apparatus to secure their forests, because forests and land belongs to the state government. But look at the strategy that will happen. Everything I'm saying, take Biro, write it down. They will start deploying people, forest guards. You will see that they will say, we are bringing people from, they will not even tell you where they are bringing them. They will bring them into the forest of Enugu State to fight bandits. They will bring people like from Borno into Sokoto Forest to fight bandits. These things are going to happen from now to the next 2 months. Mark it down. Don't say I did not tell you. These are plans mapped out already. Why is it that these people want to turn these bandits into vigilante groups? Unfortunately, I don't think there is anything that is going to stop it. But I am saying it for people to know what I'm saying. I'm saying it for people to know what is going on. Nigeria is a captured territory already. Tinubu is not in charge. Nigeria is a captured territory. So, I really understand the point where Yusuf is coming from. And be careful where people are addressing the nation, they are using their personal language, especially when they are using this either Fufude or Hausa language. It happened during the time of Goodluck Jonathan. They were addressing people in different language. When they kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu and brought Nnamdi Kanu into the country, they addressed the nation with Hausa language. Why? See, This thing that is happening in Nigeria, it pains me a lot because it is happening before our eyes, and it seems that people can do nothing or little. We are just doing little. Forget about what you may say, this, and that. The problem right now is that the politicians, they don't know what they are doing. The politicians, especially in the south, east, west, they don't know what they are doing. They are playing with fire. And all of them are going to be captured by these terrorists if care is not taken. They will pay taxes to these terrorists if care is not taken. I showed you a video of a lady that was confessing on Arise News how she was kidnapped and she has been in detention for 1 year under Boko Haram. And Boko Haram asked her, convert to Islam, let us leave you. And how they kidnapped her was that they stopped a bus and they asked them to recite Islamic prayer. She don't know how to recite it. So they separated her. They took them inside the bush. We have to be very careful. This is what Professor Yusuf said in Hausa language. I know you may not understand Hausa language, but if you are a person that understands Hausa language very well, you will get this.
So my next question is that, so what are we supposed to do? So now we've been independent for 65 years, Pastor.
Yes.
Yes. So can we still be holding, the British folks responsible for what has happened to us?
Mr. Alaulu, you and I have just said, once the foundation is wrong, there is nothing you build on it that will stand. We've been independent now for 65 years.
Yes.
If we continue this way for the next 65 years, we will still be like this. When a train derails, it doesn't just go running in the bush. Nothing makes a wrong right until you correct it. That's why I believe that what the patriots are saying, Chief Emeka Yauko and co. That's the way. This one, we are just buying time. We are just frustrating ourselves. We don't trust ourselves. Mr. Alaulu, we could be one country, but we are not one nation. Every time I see you and your guests, I see Okimbaloye, I see many of you. Anytime anyone begin to say, we are a nation, I tune off. We are not a nation. We could be a country. I mean, we could agree to live together, which was what the original constitution was all about, federalism. It is good to be together for size, for economy, for military power. But to say that, look, Google, again, I'll be asking you to do a lot of Google and find out the meaning of a nation. A nation is a community of people with the same ancestry, the same tradition, the same culture, the same value system, the same vision, the same mission. Laulu, and with that, we were different nations, different kingdoms before the British came to colonize us and forced us together in an amalgamation of evil. And you know that we were amalgamated for their own commercial purposes. And when the military came, they entrenched that modernization. They entrenched it on us.
Today is Wednesday, being the 10th day of December 2025. And this interview you're about to watch is the interview of the 9th of December, being yesterday, 2025. And the person you are going to watch is Pastor Femi Emmanuel. Now, I have a problem with Nigeria. Every now and then, people do come to my inbox like, Coach, I like what you are doing. What do you think that it is the solution to this? I like what you are doing. What is the solution? Is it only talk we are going to talk? And if you bring that solution, they will call you a secessionist. Pastor Emmanuel Femi is a Yoruba man. He's not a secessionist. He's just a man who knows the truth. A lot of people have also come to my inbox and they suggested that, Okocha, I might see people talking about private machineries or private security to curb this thing. People say, oh, let us bring good leaders to curb this insecurity. I laugh. You know why I'm laughing? Are you going to fight forever? The fight that you cannot even fight, are you going to fight forever? Let us think and proffer an everlasting solution to this problem. For me, what Femi Emmanuel is just said is the ultimate solution. I took time to listen and analyze what he said yesterday. If everybody in Nigeria can just agree with him today. Believe me, this issue of insecurity and so many problems we're having in Nigeria will come to an end. The issue of Niger Delta that led to Niger Delta militant. If Niger Delta have their own country, it will not happen because they will not see that another people are coming to take their resources, they are not giving them money. The issue of Oduduwa, OPC, and also if they have Oduduwa country, that thing will not happen. No. You see the issue of agitation of Biafra, and if they have their own country, it will never have started. So these are the issues that people have to understand where we are coming from now. Before we go into the interview proper, there is what Elon Musk tweeted on X, formerly Twitter, and it is causing controversy because, let me tell you, people who rule this world, they are few. There is this debate in America right now about, can we leave Nigeria like this? Why can't we return Nigeria the way Britain met it? The people who rule the world are making such, arguments. And it started since this issue of Christian genocide, Trump started, talking about. People are discussing it. And a few days ago, Elon Musk made a tweet. Look at it. It says, members of a nation must have a common culture, or it is not a nation. If you don't get it, forget about it. Anyway, pay attention. Let's understand the concept of Pastor Femi Emmanuel.
So since it's your first time on Inside Sources, I'm going to ask you my custom question. If you look at where Nigeria is today, do you think that we are heading in the direction of that greatness that many of us believe is the destiny of our country?
Not at all. We are heading in the wrong direction. We are taking one step forward and 10 steps backward. We are not heading in the right direction at all. This was not the dream of the forefathers of Nigeria.
So what do you think is wrong with the direction that we are taking now, and what can we do to fix it?
Our problem as a country is foundational. Nigeria problem is foundational, is fundamental. The scripture says, if the foundation is wrong, what can the righteous do? Nigeria was structured to fail ab initio. From the British colonial masters, I always ask people, Google and search for Mr. Harold Smith's confession on Nigeria. I'm sure you must have also done that before.
Yes.
That old man who said his conscience can't let him rest and go to his grave, and confess how the British colonial master mandated the British officers that were here, and he was one of them, to make sure that the power, now two things, the census was corrupted, manipulated, and given the largest population to the north, and that the headship, the election of 1959, prior to the independence, should go to the north. It was a special directive from the Home Office. So from the beginning, the country was handed over to the north. And that is the basis of our problem. And if you go back to history, the founding fathers, Chief Obafemi Awolowo of blessed memory, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, and Sir Ahmadu Bello. Nigeria was a negotiated country. And what was negotiated was a federal structure. Even then, Chief Obafemi Awolowo said the statement is an evergreen statement, and Nigeria is a mere geographical expression. And Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe said, look, we are the same, we could run together. And you remember what Sir Ahmadu Bello said? He said, no, we are not the same. You are an Igbo from the east, a Christian. I am a Fulani, a Muslim from the north. That we are different. We can only manage our differences. It is that differences we mismanage. When the coup of 1966 came and suspended the federal constitution and slammed on us the unitary system, which we are still battling with today. What we call constitution today is not the Nigerian constitution. It's a unitary system, military decree, which we are lying to ourselves about. So the problem of Nigeria is foundational. and until we return to who we were before the military intervention, we will not get ourselves right.
Excellent point, Pastor. And I'm very glad that you've also come in touch with what Aaron Smith said. I had a guest about a couple months ago who actually met Mr. Smith, recorded him on video in London, and you know they put out his book. So everything that you've said about him is very correct. As a matter of fact, why those Nigerian nationalists were meeting in London, their hotel rooms were bugged. They bugged their hotel rooms. They were monitoring them. So clearly, you know, so clearly the foundation was very shaky. But even then, we ourselves now, when we took over, we made the situation worse by the breakdown of law and order that led to civil war and then eventual military. So my next question is that, so what are we supposed to do? So now we've been independent for 65 years, Pastor. You know, so can we still be holding, you know, the British folks responsible for what has happened to us?
Mr. Alaulu, you and I have just said, once the foundation is wrong, there is nothing you build on it that will stand. We've been independent now for 65 years. If we continue this way for the next 65 years, we will still be like this. When a train derails, it doesn't just go running in the bush. Nothing makes a wrong right until you correct it. That's why I believe that what the patriots are saying, Chief Emeka Yauko and co, that's the way. This one, we are just buying time, we are just frustrating ourselves. We don't trust ourselves. Mr. Alaulu, we could be one country, but we are not one nation. Every time I see you and your guests, I see Kimbaloye, I see many of you, anytime anyone begin to say, we are a nation, I tune off. We are not a nation. We could be a country. I mean, we could agree to live together, which was what the original constitution was all about, federalism. It is good to be together for size, for economy, for military power. But to say that, look, Google, again, I'll be asking you to do a lot of Google and find out the meaning of a nation. A nation is a community of people with the same ancestry, the same tradition, the same culture, the same value system, the same vision, the same mission. Laulu, and with that, we were different nations, different kingdoms before the British came to colonize us and forced us together in an amalgamation of evil. And you know that we were amalgamated for their own commercial purposes. And when the military came, they entrenched that modernization. They entrenched it on us. Don't forget that the military were on us for about 33 years. That's a whole generation. And when you look at the military general, from Murtala Mohammed to late Muhammadu Buhari, to late, not late, to Ibrahim Badamasi, to Abacha, to Absalam Abubakar. Those were the main military powers that ruled over us, apart from the 2.5 years of Obasanjo after the death of...
and then General Gowon.
General Gowon that started it. But you see that after Gowon, all the other... And of course, you know, in the military, it is obeys the last command. And look at those generals I mentioned. They were all Muslim Fulani from the north. So they took time to entrench Nigeria and gave it to the north. And when I say the north, gave it to the Fulanis. That is the truth. It may be a very hard truth to say, but that is the truth. And except we go to the truth and find out this is our situation, what can we do? Then we will continue to just be in vicious cycle. So Nigeria we have been entrenched in an unending crisis. And if you know the history of the Fulanis, you know, an invasion. Usman invaded the north, subdued the Hausas. The Hausa is a subdued nation. Now, there is no major city in the north where you don't have an emir. And go and find out, sir, there is no Hausa emir. They are all Fulani emirs. And what is the problem we are having today? This insurgency, this crisis, is it not the headers, the Fulani's extremists? It is all tied together. We will have peace and have progress if we return to what we were before their intervention. So saying we've been long, why should we keep on blaming the British? It is the foundation they have laid that we are still on. And nothing will make a wrong right until you correct.
I agree with you, Pastor. I was trying to say that we have had enough time to fix our problem. That was the point I was trying to make, which is why I will now ask you that. So what should we do?
There is no amount. What can we do? What can we do if we don't fix it from the foundation? There is no. I've listened to so many arguments on TV. I just say no. We have to go back. Once you have a foundation, a structural failure, it's different from when one window pane is broken, you change it. Your plumber, the WC is broken, you call the plumber to fix it. But when it's a structural failure, you have to go to the foundation. That's why all these constitutional amendments, you can't amend a lie. We're just wasting time and buying time. You can't amend the lie. I want to ask you, where did we sit down to make Nigeria 36 states with Abuja as the capital? Where did we sit down? The country that was negotiated was 3 regions: the North, the West, the East. 1963, by plebiscite, Midwest came. Where did we sit down and draw the boundary and then gave 19 states to the North, 774 local government, majority to the North, 8,800 ward, majority to the North? Look, there is no bill that can pass in that National Assembly if the North does not say so. Because the North, as we have it today, is the kingmaker. I don't hate the North. I love the Hausas. I love the Fulani, but we must tell the truth. So anybody that is talking about fixing Nigeria, that is overlooking the foundation and is saying, let's just go. It's not possible. It's not possible. That's why I refer you to the Patriot and some other a good Nigeria that are saying, look, we have looked into this situation, except I am a pastor today by the grace of God, and a general overseer for that matter. And I can tell you with all honesty that even God Almighty did not make Nigeria one. No, it was the colonial master that forced us together, and the military came and reinforced it. Except we untie ourselves, we are going to be plagued. It's going to be a long night.
Very, very interesting points that you are giving us, and I agree, entirely with your view that we have to fix this. And one of the things that I am also trying to do is to raise awareness about what has to happen now. So, for instance, I have great expectations that now that you have somebody like the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the office, he was, I mean, before he got there, he was sounding just like yourself and myself that this has to be restructured. Now, would it not be a disappointment if President Tinubu does not do this thing, in your view? Because it's one of the things that I'm holding out hope that he can lead the effort to restructure this country.
President Bola Tinubu, to his credit, before he became president, was a strong advocate of true federalism. That's what he was known for. True federalism. But, he said he has ambition to rule. By the grace of God, he's there now. But he's in a very tight corner, Mr. Olawu. I doff my hat for him. He's a courageous man. You can see bold and courageous steps he has taken so far, including the latest appointment of the Minister of Defense, which everybody seems to have applauded. Wow. So a subsidy is gone. That takes boldness to do.
True.
Because even the military generals and the previous president, everybody knew the subsidy was killing us, but who has the will to do it? Because the powers that were behind subsidy will swallow you up. But look at the boldness, look at the courage in many of his decisions. He's not an angel. Nigerian president is said to be one of the most powerful presidents in the world. That's why people are killing themselves to be president. So let's have strong states and regions, and let us have the president there to do the other thing we have mentioned. That is the only way out. And that is what he should do. If I see him today, I'm asked to advise him. I know it's not going to be easy, because those that are benefiting from this crisis, those that are benefiting from the problem we want to hold on to it. The National Assembly we have cannot do it. Now, they will tell you, you have your representative in the National Assembly. Go and talk to them. Between you and I, are they really representing us? Those who got there, and the first bill they passed was how to feather their nest, the constituency project, and the governors. Everybody is feeding fat except the masses. This madness must stop. All our children are japa. It's like Nigeria is a burning roof. It's like a nation that is coming down. How many of us will japa? At what age? Those who japa, what did they have to come over there? So the earlier all of us begin, look, we don't need the next election. What we need is not the next thing Nigeria need is not election. The next thing Nigeria need is to fit this nation. Is to fit this nation the way we are talking it now. Let's sit down, bring out the 2014 constitutional conference document, think how we did. Let's see what is still relevant. Let's see what. That's the way to go. And let us have a referendum. You have a constitution that does not have a referendum. It's just to tie the other people down to the apron of the ruler. I said, look, this is not Federal Republic of Nigeria. This is Federal Republic of the North. And that is the truth. Very hard truth, but that is the truth.
Very interesting. Even though we seem to have gotten the idea of rotational presidency, and it seems to be working well. But you know, what do you think about that?
Is it working?
Oh well, at least it's now the turn of the South. You know, it was the.
Well, look. I'm not a politician. I've done that 32 years ago. I'm now a leader of men. Look at what happened to PDP. Look at that crisis. If it's working, there is this gentleman agreement. 8 years in the North, 8 years to the South.
The South, yes.
And President Muhammad Buhari did 8 years.
Yes.
So by that gentlemanly agreement, he should go to the South.
Yes.
Because you saw a northern man came up and said, I still want to do, which was what brought crisis to PDP. They have not solved that problem till today.
That's
so how do you say it's not working? It's not working. Because that eight years shift is not it's not in the Constitution. It's a gentleman agreement, which he said, look, some people will tell you, as long as you are in Nigeria, you are qualified to vote, which is what is in the Constitution. But there is this gentleman agreement which he broke, and that he broke PDP up to today.
He did.
And everybody's talking about becoming one party. Is it becoming one party state? Things are just happening. I mean, getting worse every day. We can't continue like this.
We can't. I agree entirely. But let's move on to another topic that I wanted you to talk about. Right. So the insecurity, the killings in the country, and what had happened recently when we had the unusual occasion of an American president saying, "Hey, what's going on there?" You know.
Yeah.
So what's your take about the intervention of Mr. Donald Trump in our? Well, in fact, he said that there is genocide going on in Nigeria.
Yes. Mr. Lalu, nobody can deny that there is genocide going on in Nigeria, real time. And it's not just that today. It's been on for a long time. Those of us in the South, we may not feel the heat, but our brothers in the Northeast, Northwest, to a large extent, North Central, are under attack. You see, even if you are not there in Maiduguri, in Yobe, in Plateau, you see the number of people buried every day. You saw the cry out of Reverend Ezekiel Dachomo and several others. You saw those footages everyday cry, everyday death, everyday shooting. So Donald Trump tweets was only a wake-up call. It's been there. And you know, America pride themselves in being the policeman of the world. America pride themselves that, look, we cannot open our eyes and let such practice. It's been on for long. Whoever say there is no genocide in Nigeria is being economical with the truth. It's not being honest. It's been going on. Killing, especially Christians. It's not only Christians that are killed. Muslims are being killed. But initially when Boko Haram started, it was focused on Christians. Later, some Muslims too are being killed. But if you find that, if you go and profile, every life is important. Muslim and Christian, every Nigerian life is important.
Yes.
And it pains my heart, whether it's a Christian or Muslim or non-believer or free thinker, nobody make life, nobody should take another person's life. But we have a group of people who felt the rest of us are infidels. The rest of us are Catholics. If you don't agree with that, their own Islamic ideology, you either submit or you are taken off. It's been there. So Donald Trump only was saying the obvious. And of course, being an American, being the kind of person he is, we are not going to allow this to continue. I fully agree with them. There are those that are saying, you are a patriotic leader. You are a patriotic Nigerian. If Donald Trump should come, there is no nation American has ever gone that were left the same. And there are a lot of all kinds of theories outside there. It's coming for our minerals, it's coming for our oil, it's coming to destabilize us. If I heard him well, President Donald Trump did not say it's coming to take over Nigeria and annex it to America. He did not say it's coming to take over our presidency and remove our president. I didn't hear him say that. He said if Nigerian system or government is not able to trace out these killers and stop them, America will not mind coming to fish out these killers, these bloodthirsty killers, these ones that are killing with impunity and nobody is able to restrain them. That America will not open their eyes. Do you know how many thousands have been killed? Thousands. I mean, when we are not in a war. So if I heard him well, he didn't say he's coming to take over our government. He did not say he's coming to take out our president. He's saying if Nigerian government will not be able to stop them, and from all that you have seen, have we been able to stop them? Have we been able to secure life?
No.
We don't be able to do so. So if we take an outsider, a Donald Trump, to help us, I think so be it. And I think the government should not shy away. This thing is overwhelming. The truth is that we have been overwhelmed. Nigerian government has been overwhelmed. Nigerian people have been overwhelmed, except those who just want to be dishonest, except those who also want a Sharia. You know, the problem with Nigeria, we have a country where you have two laws side by side. The North is in penal code, Sharia. Sharia that tells you should not abuse the prophet, and if you do that, you are killed. And how do you have a country, you have two laws side by side? Mention another country like that to me. That one is Sharia. We are criminal code, and we say it's running together. We are just being untruthful. We are just being hypocritical. Everybody is careful not to offend the Fulani man. I watch the former president of Kaduna El-Rufai that says a Fulani man never forgive. A Fulani man will take you out. And I watch the Bauchi state governor. I'm mentioning this name, you can find them, this in the public space.
Yeah.
That said, the Fulani man, everywhere is his country. Anywhere he moves to, that is his country. He doesn't respect boundaries. He doesn't follow your constitution because they believe that the whole place is given to them by their God. That's what we are fighting. That's what we are up against. And it's an ideology. Can't be pacified. When I see negotiation with the terrorists, do you negotiate with terrorists? No, Americans say you don't negotiate with terrorists, you take them out. You don't negotiate. It's an ideology. They believe that's why they are on earth, to further the cause of their religion. And except you accept their own religious way of life, you are an infidel. And infidel should be killed. And if an infidel is killed, there is reward for them in their paradise. And if they die killing an infidel, there are 7 virgins waiting for them up there. Now, can you think of such a demented orientation? And they believe it. Now, how do you fight a man that is ready to die? So when people say no, diversity, the beauty of our diversity, I said diversity with who? With people who want to take over. They are out to take over, brought in from the Sahel region to take over. And they don't believe in democracy. So how do you sit down and discuss with such people? Well, I don't have problem with them. If that is what they want to do, let's leave them to do it. I watch the Emma of Kano.
So are you talking of SLS, Sanusi Lamido?
Yes, Sanusi Lamido. I watch him, and he's still in the public space. He said one time, that was when I knew this man will have problem. He said, if you take Northeast and Northwest as a country, he said it will be the poorest country on earth. And if you take Northeast and Northwest out of Nigeria, in no time Nigeria will be like Singapore. I said they will soon go after this man. And you saw what happened. Because anyone that wants to say such a hard thing, and he is the Fulani man, and Emma was a prince then, being vocal, being who he is. And that is the truth. If Sharia, they can't live under a democracy. They don't believe in democracy. They can't live in a democracy. They want to live in a Sharia state. If that is what they want, give it to them. But let the rest of us also live our life. And let us have a way to coordinate at the top.
Thank you. Thank you so much. One last question that I wanted to respond to very quickly. So you are the director of politics and governance for the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria.
Yes.
What ought to be the role of the church, as a religious body? A lot of Nigerians, we are religious people, whether Christians or Muslims.
Yes.
How can the church be an agent of the kind of change that we so desire in our country?
Thank you very much. Nigeria is a highly religious country, but highly ungodly. Religiosity and godliness, they are two different things. You talk about the church now, and this is the burden I carry. Look, God took me to politics 32 years ago, 1991, 1992, 1993. I saw that my eyes open. It's like a veil just left to see what Nigerian state is. That is the passion and the burden I carry. What I saw in politics cannot be seen from the pulpit. The church is a sleeping giant. The church does not know the power they have. The power of democracy, the power of democracy is people. People. The church has people. The church has spread. The church has intellectual people. The church even have money. But the church is a sleeping giant. We all grew up as Christians to be told politics is dirty. Politics is evil. Don't go near politics. They will spoil you. If you want to go make heaven, leave politics for politicians. Leave politics for politicians is what has brought us to this level. Next to God's power is political power. Next to God's power is governance. And you say leave politics for politicians. A Yoruba adage says, if you leave your clothes for a madman, he will turn it into shreds. Leave politics for the politician. Politics is dirty. Politics is not dirty, but we have left it in the hand of dirty people. We left it in the hand of corrupt people. And that's why we find ourselves where we are. The church should salvage this nation. We have the population. We have the spread. We have the intellectual capability. We even have the money, but we are politically asleep. And that is the problem the church has. And I keep saying to the church, we have prayed enough. All this, let us pray, let us pray. We will still be praying. But we have prayed to a level that God has answered our prayer. Mr. Laulu, God has answered our prayer in this country. You say how? By giving you, look, a denomination, a political, a Pentecostal church, one in this country, has over 11 million members. parishes and branches everywhere. Some other churches, I don't want to be mentioning them on air, also have massive. But you know, the Christian community in Nigeria is an imprisoned community. We, their general overseer, and I'm not counting myself out, we, their general overseer, had imprisoned them. And you know, the church is the shepherd and the sheep. The sheep will never see anything that the shepherd has not made him to see.
Yeah.
Especially with the Pentecostal brand. It is we Pentecostals that call our overseer Daddy and Papa and our Lord, and we follow them like a sheep, follow the shepherd. So I call on the general overseer, give a new orientation. Let's tell our members, politics is not evil. That was a mistake of the past. Politics is not evil. You know, in Nigeria, there are two major religions apart from the traditional religion, Islam and Christianity.
Yes.
While Christianity believes that there is a separation between the states and the church, the other religion believes that you acquire the governance, the coercive and the economic power of the government to enforce the religion. That's our problem. So the church must wake up. I told the church leaders, I said, can we get a month, just a month, only 1 month, to reorientate our members? Let them know that they have civic responsibility to this country. They are not just there praying and hoping for when Jesus will come the second time. God has already given up. Look, I became a Christian 53 years ago, 1972. I got born again in First Class Gospel Church. Till now, 53 years. Since that 53 years until now, I met the church praying when I got into the church. The church is still praying till today. And I said to you, when you continue to do the same thing the same way and hoping for a different result, that is the definition of madness.
Yeah.
If you pray for 50-something years, some people have been there before me, 40 years, 30 years, and the thing is deteriorating instead of getting better. Shouldn't something say to you, we are missing something? Now, you can't change the system you are not involved in. So let the church fathers know, unless you are involved. The Bible says we are the salt of the earth.
Yeah.
You don't put a salt on the shelf to make a difference in what you are cooking. You get involved and it changes the character.
Absolutely.
The Bible says when the righteous are in power, it is when, not if. So if the church will take themselves away from governance, I am not saying the general overseers to go partisan. I can't go partisan. General overseer cannot go partisans. Our daddies, whose name I don't want to mention it, can't go partisans. But God has given us these people as members and they submit to us. Let's orientate them. Let's ask them, go back to your street, go back to your ward and join. Politics is grassroots. And that's another thing. Even non-Christian, there are patriotic. Can I say this? There are patriotic Nigerians. There are Nigerians who won't steal in and outside of church, even from Muslims, even from men and Muslims that are not seeing other people as infidel. There are good Nigerians inside this country, outside of this country, who have the passion, who have the intellect, who have the ability, who won't steal, that can fix this nation. But the system we are playing now will never allow them to emerge. Because the system is a political system. And in Nigeria, democracy is only on paper. Democracy is supposed to be the government of the people, by the people, for the people. That's not in Nigeria. In Nigeria, political parties are owned. This allows you, as brilliant, as cerebral as you are, as civilized as you are. If you want to be a councillor, the smallest, you must have a godfather. Because some people own the structure. So you can, if you don't have credible delegates, you can't have credible candidates.
Wow.
If we vote, the structure we are running now, if we vote 100 times, we'll be voting for the same people. Because it is the party that will produce who to vote for.
Yeah.
This is what many Nigerians don't know. Don't know it at all. Many Nigerians don't even know it at all. Even the youth. Look at the population of the youth in this country.
Huge.
But you can't change anything on social media. You can't say anything agitating. You can't say anything speaking big grammar. You can't change it running away. No, we got to sit. We want to move to the grassroots, overwhelm them at the ward, and produce delegates that will vote for credible candidates. Then Nigeria will be making headway.
Thank you so much, Pastor Femi Emmanuel, for your very deep insights today. Thank you for your voice on the situation of the country. Thank you for your projection, and thank you for coming to Inside Sources.
ni na sani mun shiga daji da Sheikh Ahmed Gumi, mun shiga daji jihohi guda 9 dazuzzuka duk mun ga wayannan, yawancinsu an kashe su. Yawancinsu kafin mu shiga za mu ga malamai, za mu ga sarakuna, za mu ga arroda, za mu ga 'yan sa kai, mu shiga daji mu je mu ga 'yan ta'addan nan. Dazuzzuka inda babu ɗan siyasan da ya taɓa zuwa ko kuma gwamna da ya taɓa ko kuma soja da ya taɓa zuwa. Mun zauna mun yi magana wannan shekara 5 shekara 6 kenan. Mun zo lokacin President Buhari da sojoji suka je suka yi mashi ƙarya suka ce yaƙi za a yi yaƙi maimakon a zauna sulhu. To an yi yaƙi, Katsina dai mu mun san cewa kafin President Muhammadu Buhari ya zo duk hukumominmu 34 babu wani 'yan ta'adda da ake wani ɗarɗar. Kuma ba mu taɓa ganin 'yan gudun hijira ba. Amma an yi shekara 8 ana ta yaƙi da suka ce mashi yaƙi za a yi. Yanzu an ban mu Katsina ƙaramar hukuma 25 kan 34, kashi 70 na 100 a Katsina duk ana ɗarɗar 'yan bindiga bayan yaƙin da aka yi. Saboda haka aka ce mu mun sani kafin gwamnatin Matawalle ta zo Zamfara, ta hau Zamfara duka. Hanyar malumfashi, hanyar menene, hanyar Shinkafi zuwa Gusau, hanyar zuwa Anka, hanyar zuwa Bukuyum duk a rufe suke, kasuwanni a rufe suke. Gusau karfe 9 karfe 10 duk an shige don saboda wannan ta'addanci. Kuma ta'addanci wanda ba Fulanin daga waje suka zo ba, Fulanin cikin gari, Fulanin cikin Zamfara ake wannan abu. Aka zo aka shiga sasanci ana sulhu tsakaninsu. Tadda muka je mu dai duk hanyoyin nan na Shinkafi zuwa Gusau zuwa Anka zuwa Bukuyum zuwa Gumi mun je mun kwana Gumi, kwanan mu 5 a cikin Zamfara, babu inda ba mu shiga ba, hanyoyin nan bude, muna shiga daji mu ga yadda za a yi maslaha, za a samu sulhu. Me yasa yaƙi ya kawo wannan sulhu? Kuma in ka duba duk wannan abu da gwamna Matawalle ba shi kaɗai ya ce ba, sai da ya zo ya tuntuɓi sarakuna, sai da ya zo ya tuntuɓi malamai, sai da ya zo ya tuntuɓi 'yan shugabannin tsaro na jiha kafin ya yi wayannan abin. To da ba shi kaɗai ba, na ji kuma ana cewa wai an sai motoci, an sai masu dussa, wai don Allah don annabi in ina gwamna ba dussa ba ko dussa duk duniyan nan za a saya. In zai kawo tsaro, in zai hana zudda jini, zan saya. Zan buɗe mai tumali, komi za a yi ma al'umma, a yi ma 'yan sa kai din, a yi ma 'yan Fulanin daji din ne, a yi ma duk wanda za a yi ma a samu zama lafiya. Sannan a zo ana cewa wai an sai motoci, an sai dussa, an sai abin nan. Wannan ma rashin hankali ne, kai ma ka san wannan siyasa ce. Ban san shiga siyasar su wanda an je kotu an yi kaza. Wannan gurɓatacciyar siyasar Zamfara ce wadda ita ta kawo mana wannan abin. Kuma wallahi na gaya ma sojoji tun da, kuma mun gaya ma NDSS lokacin, in ba a samu an gyara Zamfara, rashin tsaro a Zamfara ba, duk wani kame muke a Katsina, a Sokoto, a duk nan ne tushen wannan abin. Saboda haka ce wai gwamna Matawalle yayi kaza. Abin da ya kamata a duba a gani, gwamna Matawalle duk abubuwan da ya kawo tsaro ko bai kawo ba, in bai kawo ba ya za a yi a gyara a ci gaba.
To abin da ya fi tara hankali ana ganin shine mai karamin ministan tsaro a ƙasar Najeriya. Kuma jihar ta fi kowa matsalar tsaro, musamman ma kuma yake shi na Marado. A iya cewa ba a taɓa ganin su wani zama na musamman da shi gwamna Dauda Lawal ba na yanzu da kuma shi ministan tsaro. Kana ganin wannan abin me yake nuna, kuma baya ne ko ya kamata a ajiye siyasa a fuskanci matsalar da ake fuskanta?
Ai tun da aka fara wannan abin na ce abin takaici ne a ce wai tsakanin gwamna da minista na tsaro wai ba su jituwa, kuma kowa ya sani. Kuma wannan shine nake cewa wannan gurɓatacciyar siyasa. Akwai sadda nake nema ma Sheikh Ahmed Gumi ya shiga tsakani a nemo sulhu. Yau Allah ya ba ku Zamfara, inda ake cewa duk siyasar, duk wannan tsaro, rashin tsaro a Zamfara yake. Allah ya ba ku wai minista, ƙaramin minista daga Zamfara. a samu a yi amfani da wannan dama wannan lokaci a ga yadda za a kawo zaman lafiya. A'a, amma ana ta kushe mazuna, wannan gwamna ya ce kaza, wannan dan siyasa ya ce kaza, to ina za ta kai mu? Ina za ta kai mu? Yanzu an cire in an cire Matawalle daga karamin minista, wa suke son a kawo musu? President Bola Ahmed Tinubu dan Lagos zai je ya kawo, mu ga tsiya. Sannan ku yan Zamfara ku yan arewa ku ce wai babu shi, babu da wani dan Zamfara ko dan Sokoto. Yanzu an cire gwamnati Matawalle, wa kuke son a kawo muku? Me zai kara muku? Duk gwamnatin nan, kuma zan sake faɗi kuma sun sani, duk gwamnatin nan daga farin kaya, daga minista, daga waɗanda ke soja ko NDSS, babu wanda ya san rashin tsaron nan na banditry kamar gwamnati Matawalle.
Abin da ake